So for AP problem 12, part A, it says to consider that carbon dioxide molecule CO2 and the carbonate ion CO2 CO3 2 minus. Part 1 says draw the complete Lewis electron dot structure for each species. So for CO2 we have this structure and it has two double bonds and each oxygen has 4 valence electrons, and for CO3 2 minus we have 3 oxygens, 1 carbon, 1 double bond, and these two, the ones with the single bonds, are minus that give the charge to the CO3. For part 2, it says account for the fact at the carbon oxygen bond length of CO3 minus 2 is greater than the carbon oxygen bond length of CO2. So CO3 2 minus's bond length is greater, but it also has less energy because single bonds are the longest bonds, they're also the weakest bonds, and triple bonds are the shortest bonds because they're held closely together because they're tight, and they're also the strongest. So for part B, it says to consider the molecules CF4 and SF4. Part 1 says to draw a complete Lewis electron dot structure for each molecule. So here we have CF4, and since carbon likes to have 4 bonds, it only has 4 bonds, and we follow what would most benefit the center atom. So for SF4, we have the same structure as CF4, except now we have 1 lone pair. So now the only difference between these two is this one has a lone pair, making it polar, and this one non-polar. So for part 2, it says, in terms of molecular geometry, account for the fact that CF4 molecule is nonpolar, whereas SF4 molecule is polar. So as I already said, SF4 has 1 lone pair, which would make it polar, and since CF4 does not have a lone pair, it would not be polar.